Launch game. I'm in. I'm alright. I made it in time.
Hello, everybody. Neil made it in time because he's a good boy. Good boy, Neil. Good boy. How's everybody doing today? How's your morning going, except for Neil? Yeah.
I'm doing all right.
Yeah.
I need some tea.
I mean,
Yeah,
I need some caffeine.
but with a bit of milk in it.
I got a lot of. Well, this isn't Dunkin' Donuts because that's garbage. I got a lot of
I
coffee.
fucking love Dunkin' Donuts, dude.
Oh,
Dude, okay. The like 5 or 6 times I've been to Massachusetts, every single street corner has a goddamn Dunkin' Donuts.
Everywhere.
They're fucking everywhere, dude.
I mean, everywhere in Florida had like a fucking 7-Eleven when I lived there anyway.
So like Starbucks is trying to like weasel its way in too, but like Dunkin' Donuts is like ivy, like growing up a tree. Like Starbucks like plant like a tree, and Dunkin' is like rips it down and kills it. Like no, get out of here. Not that Starbucks is particularly good, anyways. But so anyways, good morning everybody. How y'all doing? Good. Glad to hear it. This session is going to be a big fun one. How about that? So let's do a really quick recap of what happened last week. Last week, you, what's your name? Tal, were confronted by a man from the Redanian army. That was the Redanian Special Forces. That was more or less just like, hey, I don't like the people that you're traveling with, and so I'm going to make them an offer they can't refuse, sort of scenario. And you're like, well, I don't like you, so how do we figure this out? But you went off doing their errand, at least for now, to kind of like figure things out. We're thinking about maybe skipping out of town, but he had sent one of his people to follow after you. So you guys beat the crap out of him and dragged him outside of the bar, questioned him, triggered Derp, and that made a portal appear out of nowhere that sucked Derp and him into it, bringing you guys to another world.
Put him as Bran, please. You're breaking my illusion.
No, Derp. And then the big demon creature starts like pulling itself out of the portal. Everybody else that was left behind is like, no thank you. And you guys left to go like retreat away from that scenario. Like, okay, let's go recuperate for a second. You go and try to find Bastion. Bastion was getting painted.
No, I think we established he was doing the painting.
You know what? Bastion was occupied. You guys went and got Bastion to go join into the fight. Messy, you got to join into the fight for a short period of time where Messy, Leonard, whatever, where Leonard saw the witch hunters trying to fight this big creature, failing miserably, absolutely miserably. Luckily, he was actually able to use Yurden in a smart way to allow it to have its like natural safeguards dropped, where they're able to injure it some. But then he pieced out. Bran
ran away.
Bran was gone for hours, only to come back and realize. I don't think he's realized it yet. You guys will eventually realize he was actually only gone for like less than a minute. And so when he came back, he then was able to continue using like his magic freakouts to cause a disruption of the time-space flow to actually make it so he could have trapped the creature there, but the creature ended up being stronger than a typical creature would be because, it's a big baddie from who knows where. And
Thanks,
so he ended
Steve.
up kind of trapping himself for nearly an hour's period of time. He's like slowly moving through his own portal, his own time gap thing. Eventually bringing it to where we're picking up this session. So here we are, Witcher Bloodletting, Session 7, the bigger they are. And you, Messy, had pulled yourself to the side. You had said that you were going to be making oils, but you weren't actually making oils, were you?
I was going to get supplies for him
Okay.
and try to figure some shit out.
So you're kind of like making excuses to retreat, but then actually turning that into a plan along the way. Tal had
He's just trying to bullshit it so that they didn't look at him like you did fuck all that hour.
I significantly helped.
You did for that minute and a half that you were there. You knocked the thing on its bum. You threw down the spell. All that stuff.
Very
happened. Absolutely. So, what's your name there? Tal had gone and retrieved Bastion, and the two of them are now running through the town over towards where you hear the screams and whatnot coming from. By the time you guys actually get over there, get over to where the screams are. You can see there are far less screams than there were before. There's no more like high-pitched women shrills or crying children or like that. Most of them have had time enough to clear away from the area. Now it's just this big creature who's fighting against the Witchers. When the two of you show up, fighting against the Witch Hunters. When the two of you show up, you can actually see that the creature, which is standing very large, again, like large enough to like pick up people and rip off an arm. So a very large creature is standing before a building, and all of the witch hunters that are still actually engaging into a fight are pulled very, very far back from it. They are not engaged in melee any longer. They're doing things like ducking behind cover, like completely behind cover, popping out to do a puck shot with an arrow, which just bounces off the thing, or barely gets stuck in and it goes flying off, or just like hung back entirely and just like watching after because maybe they're out of arrows or aren't equipped with a bow, whatever the case may be. You can see this thing is not being affected by the witch hunters that are left fighting it. Both of you make me a perception check really quickly.
Who's both of you?
These two.
Messi
and Leonard and Tal.
You mean Bastion and Tal?
Damn it, Bastion
I
and Tal.
just don't think he knows.
I'll get back there.
Honestly, like, what's the point of even having names?
To roll like shit, apparently.
Neil, don't forget at the bottom of Roll20 chat, you can click the little drop bar.
Oh, yeah.
So anyways,
Yeah.
So,
I need to roll it again, obviously.
you also on Roll20, Neil, you have the wrong name on there too at the bottom.
Yeah, I know.
You update that too. It's just being a cool
It's
person.
fine.
So the two of you guys are looking about, and honestly, all you see is a handful of those guards, witch hunters that are about. You can't even see how many there are. They're full position because you yourselves come around the corner. You just quickly take in the scenery for what it is, and are just like, oh shit, this thing is large and in charge. It has clearly sustained some amount of injuries, but it is still up and going. Messy. You had gone about to try to find materials to do these to make this oil for yourself. You actually have the ability to create oils now too, which is pretty cool. And I think you had decided on which one you wanted to craft.
Yes. So I will do this so everyone can see it.
Crinfid.
And I will do the Crinfid oil.
That's right. You're making a Crinfid oil for the big baddie. So you were able to go about and collect the things that you wanted to do on our crafting oil, just kind of finishing it up. Bran, as we were saying beforehand, you were kind of caught in that time bubble, but then kind of like, yes?
While I'm getting the Crinfid oil, can I also get the White Radford's healing potion?
Yeah, you can make both those, as long as you have the space to... Don't forget to spend 202 of your experience pool to make it.
Right. Yep.
So, Bram, you were eventually able to, out of your time gap, to see what it was like to finally be able to move normally in the world around you. Now, when you're in those little time gaps, your character, even though you the PC are, your character isn't aware of if things are moving quicker and closer towards you, or slower and further away. Everything seems just distorted, but otherwise off normal to you. You know what I mean? You can't tell the difference. So you don't know if the amount of time that passes is a long period of time or a short period of time. So when you finally pull yourself from your gap of strange time space, you have to kind of like take a moment to assess the area around you. So can you actually do me a favor? Can you roll me an intelligence check?
Ooh, flat intelligence, sure.
You're a smart boy, though, and so you eventually come to the realization, like, okay, this was a period of time has passed. Who knows what kind of damage this large beastie has done since you kind of got caught in that thing. Now, you know most creatures, as I said earlier in the stream, most creatures that are caught up in that field cannot puncture their way out. But for some reason, this creature was able to do so. So I imagine you go hunting for it again.
Yeah, slowly, while making sure not many people notice me.
Okay. Now, luckily for you, as I said beforehand, this is cobblestone ground. So there's a whole bunch of different rocks that are able to like take in the impact of its footfall, but it does have a heavy foot, so that does make areas where, whether it be destruction or like actual somewhat depression of the rocks itself, it's super easy to track where this thing went. So you go following after it. Can you make me a perception check at the tail end of this tracking?
Sure.
Wow, you guys are all rolling garbage perception checks. Cool. So you go approaching towards the creature, and you once again from a different angle. Whereas they're coming in from, let's assume we're looking at the creature from an aerial view, looking down into the city below. Technically, it's a town, but it's so densely packed together that it's almost like a city. Aerial view looking down. If you imagine that Bastion and Tal are about 2 o'clock of this creature, you're down at about 6 o'clock of the creature. So you guys are almost flanking it, but actually not able to see each other at the moment. Now, Leonard, I just need from you your own perception check, please.
Come on, baby, don't embarrass me.
None of us are gonna notice each
What
other.
does the creature look like? Is it like flesh?
Yep, so I'll describe it for you because you weren't here last week. So as a reminder of what the creature looked like, it is standing very tall, over 15 feet tall. It has 2 sets of horns. One set of horns comes out of the front of its head, and they're very large, stretch up, out, and then slightly behind its head backwards. They're very, very large horns. The second set comes from the side of its head, and it wraps around much like ram's horns do so. Gesundheit, sir. Wraps around much like ram's horns do so. Its skin itself has this like slight, it's like brownish, ruddyish, but very clearly tough looking look to it. Nobody was able to get close enough to really see. Actually, Leonard was able to get close enough to like check out the skin, but he rolled garbage on his roll, so he wasn't able to really pick anything up. And it has teeth, like tusks, that come down slightly from its upper jaw and up slightly from its lower jaw. And so there you guys are seeing this massive creature before you. But nobody's able to, like, it's one of those things where Messi, you have Leonard, is inside the house, just finished crafting his oil and his potion that he was working on in there. And you come out of the open doorway of that building that you're in, and you can see that the massive creature is not far from you. You guys look about, none of you guys see each other. It's just because where your character is, you had run off to the side. So as I said, 2 o'clock and 6 o'clock. You're actually over at 9 o'clock. You have the easiest chance of seeing them and them of you, but he's between you, kind of taking up your attention.
Awesome.
Who does what?
Which way is the creature facing? Like away from my perspective.
Yep, absolutely. So just seeing the aerial view, it's still facing at 12 o'clock, so facing upwards. You're the most in its line of sight, but you're off to the side and a little distance away. Okay. It's still trying to finish off these witch hunters, trying to kill them. But they're actually burrowed in pretty well, and they don't seem to be harming it at all, and he doesn't seem to be successfully harming them. At one point in time, they reaches out to grab one of them, ends up like breaking up part of the roof of the building that they're standing on.
All right. Well, oh, sorry. 1 second, if you don't mind, for RP. Mm-hmm. I'm going to I'm gonna down my potion right now, so that if I do end up getting hit, I can possibly live through one hit.
Sure. Which potion is that?
The White Raffords. The healing one.
Sure, you can go right ahead, sir. Oh, I just noticed.
Potions are vile witchcraft.
Oh, that's a really good. That's a really good roll.
Yeah.
Let me change.
I'm by Telebast, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
You guys had just run up together. Don't worry, your pants are fully on, and
right.
You have your swords with you.
Adjusting myself.
So, my apologies. You take that potion, you quaff it, healing yourself a significant amount, which is really nice. Were you going to say something for RP as well?
No, not yet.
Okay.
I was going to let Bastion go now.
Okay, go ahead, Bastion.
So Telebast, you're really good at getting on top of monsters. At least I saw you do it one time. And that
so you must be good at it.
Pretty good at it.
Right.
If we can get the others and distract whatever that thing is, you could run up the back and try to like grab its horns or something.
Are you, I mean, that thing would probably murder me in a single swipe. Have you seen the size of it? I mean, look at those blood splatters over there, and there's like the remains of like where it literally stood on a witch hut.
Yeah, but don't you kill dragons or something? Dragons are probably pretty big.
That's a very good point. This is not a dragon.
I mean,
Perception check.
So I can see it from where I am, right?
Absolutely, you can. Everybody can. It's massive.
Okay, but we can't see each other because we're all in like different angles.
Yeah, exactly. It's a matter of the angles of building the way. The creature's stealing your attention. If one of you guys end up making an action that's noticeable, depending on what you're doing, either people automatically notice, so you get another perception check. Go ahead.
Do I have my Yurden again?
Yeah. You've had a whole short rest.
Okay.
Everything is reset for you.
Was
And
it had a short rest?
Well, he received a short rest while he was crafting the potion. You were caught in a bubble of
Yeah,
time.
I was occupied.
Yeah.
yeah.
So
do
you
I
actually got a long rest.
is the witch
I
hunter
wish.
captain out there right now?
Actually, you can roll me another perception check for that.
Oh, okay.
Oh, do you mind if I use Gwen as well real fast?
Fucking god damn it.
So you're looking around trying to find him. I mean, it's one of those things where you understand the organization of combat, and you can clearly tell that there's somebody giving some sort of order in organization, but you can't see where it's coming from. You can't hear where it's coming from, but there's definitely a commander still on the field of battle. You can pick that up.
All right.
Go ahead, sir.
I'm gonna use Ken.
Sure.
Gwen.
Remind that only lasts for a minute, which is 10 rounds.
Yeah, you better charge in there if you're using coin.
Oh, I
Yeah.
guess I wouldn't use it right away then. Yeah. 'Cause
I'm
we
almost
haven't-
positive. Feel free to double check on your character sheet.
No, it's divine shield. So yeah.
Yeah,
it's
1
a
minute. Thought so.
Yeah. 1 minute.
All right, Brand, what do you do?
So loud.
I cast detect magic, even though I know it's not going to do much. I want to see.
Sure.
It does have the extra dimensional awareness, so I can detect creatures from other planes and stuff. I know. I'm just taking a good look at it first,
Now you're
because this is the first time that I've taken to like really study it.
you're currently greater than 30 feet away from it, and you might not. You might want to move in to see better. So as soon as you cast detect magic, as soon as you get that up and running, you're able to look about, and you don't detect any of the presence of. You immediately detect the presence of magic, and so it catches your attention, and you look over towards one of the buildings, and you can actually see through the window that Leonard is inside of a window nearby. But you can see through a window nearby, you can see standing in a doorway, having just finished drinking a potion, and I imagine he doesn't just shatter it on the ground. He saves the glass and puts it back inside of a pocket, because, you know, he's not a douche. Whereas Bastion... So you see through a window. He's standing in a doorway, having just finished drinking a potion, tucking away the vial, and watching after the creature himself. He hasn't noticed you yet. The creature is still about 60 feet away or so from you where you are right now. You would have to stealth up to get up to it and get closer to investigate it.
Okay. You know what? I'm sure. I'm gonna minor illusion as close as I can to Leonard. And it's gonna be my voice. And I'm gonna be saying, we need to all work together if we have a hope of taking this beast down.
All right, so he's only about Leonard is only about like 40 feet or so from where you are, and I think minor illusion is at 60 feet.
It's 30 feet range.
Okay, so 10 feet away is more than enough for a normal human speaking volume for him to hear that. So Leonard, you hear him say that to you. You look over, and
Do I see him?
you actually would see him no problem because it's not like he's hiding. So you see him no problem. It's one of those things where it sounded a lot closer than he is. So it kind of like catches you off guard for a second, but.
Okay, so I see him.
Yep.
You can tell that I'm approaching cautiously.
He's about 40 feet from you.
As soon as I see him, I get really fucking mad. Brad! And I start running at him as fast as I can.
You two make perception checks. This is going to be Bastion and Tal.
Let's just roll those double ones. Ka-ching.
All right, Bastion heard.
Yeah.
Oh! Tal, however, is still looking at this beast like, I mean, I suppose I could try to climb it. I mean, it's the same principle as a dragon, right?
Got handholds.
I mean, there's places where I could hit it with a
Grab the
spear,
horn.
right? Ooh, ooh, ooh! What he just did to that person? I don't think I want to. Where are you running off to? Bastion, you heard Leonard be like, "Burn!" And I think Tal has filled you in at this point. He did. He filled you in at this point that they're kind of a little freaked out by Bran at the moment because of the portal because this was summoned by him, right? So you understand that, even if not the whole thing. What are you doing, Bastion?
I'm probably, as soon as I hear that, I'm like, well, it sounds like trouble. I'm gonna go see what that is. Come along, feel free, or fight the monster. Climb on its back. It's up to you. And I'm gonna start running in the direction that I heard the voice from.
Sure. So let's see. If somebody could do me a favor, anybody, I don't care. You know what, Bastion, since you spoke last, why don't you roll for me a D10? And did we
luck roll.
readjust how this works? I don't know if I did to incorporate. Okay. So, Bran. This will work for now. Bran, while he's like, kind of like, Bran, and he starts rushing at you and everything. As he's like rushing at you, you happen to hear something that the demon says, this demon-like creature says, but you realize the language it's speaking is not like a demonic language. It's actually speaking Sylvan. And so you quickly look over at it as Leonard is charging at you. You look over at it and you come to the realization, holy crap, we've been thinking about this the whole time. This creature might be a demonic creature. But you come to the realization that it probably isn't a demonic creature. It's actually probably some sort of like otherworldly fae-like creature. Looking at its skin, as I described before, and it's just like a ruddy like skin. But now you realize it seems to have almost like a very fluid, like a bark texture to it. So it's actually almost wiry, like you would imagine a vine would be. Vines that grow up in trees and everything. And you realize, holy crap, this creature is actually like, this was a natural creature to that woodland area that I got sucked into. That place was serene and beautiful. We ripped it out of the serene and beautiful place and put it into this horrible world of suck where we currently live. Now, the fact that it might be enjoying popping things, that's a different conversation. But all of a sudden you come to the realization that this creature is some strange, otherworldly, fae-like creature. But more than that, while you're watching it being fought against, one of the arrows that are shot against it also pings off, just like you've seen others beforehand. But another step beyond that, you actually see an arrow that's clearly tipped with silver. Hits the creature, and it barely hurts the creature, leading you to believe that it needs to be something even greater than silver or steel that is able to harm this creature. Even your own magics harmed it, but not anywhere near as much as you've seen it harm other creatures in past, considering the ferocity of your spells. Sure, there was that fuckery that happened because of the amulet that you were holding that you tossed to the side, but even after you put that amulet down, sure, you hurt it, but not anywhere near as much as you had hoped. I'll give you more in a little bit as you get closer to approach it. You come to these realizations all of a sudden as Leonard's charging at you from only 40 feet away.
Yeah, I don't think getting closer is going to be the thing right now.
Yeah, we'll worry about that in a minute. Bastion, you say the words you say, and you start charging across over to them. Now, do you try to run a wide berth around the creature?
Yeah.
Okay. You can roll me with disadvantage a stealth check, but it's not like it's very high. The creature is distracted. Well,
Bastion is not a subtle man.
No. I mean, I'm running. I'm like sprinting.
I'll worry about that.
You may want to reconsider the Ken now.
He's running like Leonard.
And
Is that Bran?
Tal?
Bran, let me show you this painting.
Tal,
Do I have the painting
he
on
said
me?
those words to you. No, he said those words to you to be like, you coming along. You go with him as well.
Yeah, I mean, Tal would be like, here, what? What are you? Oh my! Don't leave me!
You see, he's trying. You see that he's actually. He says that, and you see, he kind of takes an angle that's not directly towards the creature, which you appreciate. However, he barely goes out of the way of the creature. He doesn't run as wide of a berth as he was probably planning on doing because he's kind of dim. So you don't necessarily know exactly where he's going, just that he's going straight ahead. So I imagine you just follow behind him.
No, I'm not going in reach of that creature.
Okay, do me a favor. Roll me a perception check. You actually are able to kind of like follow the path where he's going and look up, and you can see that Bran is up ahead, and Bran is clearly crouching down, and all of a sudden, Leonard comes like rushing out from behind, from like a building, heading towards him, and you're like, oh, I get it now. You can also roll stealth with me with disadvantage to run your wide berth.
I mean, I can see that he has just taken the shittiest route, right?
Yeah, but I mean, he's not like. You know.
Yeah, I know, right? Can I see whether has the creature noticed it? I mean,
You rolled me a perception that was pretty good, so I would say the creature has noticed him, and is definitely like, huh? And like is looking over in his direction.
Shit.
I'm so loud.
So Tal would, instead of following at this point, he'd go ahead and raise his crossbow to prepare to shoot at whatever appendage comes out to reach and grab Bastion.
Absolutely. So this is a normal attack. You don't have any special abilities or anything like that.
Don't have any special abilities. Not even my Reaver's shot.
Just the river shot. Cool. So you're running, Bastion. I'm gonna get there, guys. Wait for me. And
the end of my current turn, so that doesn't actually.
No, you're fine. So so you're chasing after, get your thing out, and waiting for it. The creature does turn around and tries to like swoop down at Bastion to grab at him, but not before traveling a much shorter distance. Leonard, you're able to span the gap between you and Bran.
Awesome.
Break his nose. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna attempt to tackle him.
Sure, that's actually tackle is pretty simple. It's an athletics, opposed by his athletics or acrobatics.
Are you gonna walk up behind him, wrap your arms around him, and say, "I'm in too"?
Don't miss that.
Oh,
Larrabee, don't you miss Larrabee?
Yeah. God, you missed.
Had an
Oh
impact
man,
and died.
you missed best NPC.
really? Oh no.
Yes,
You would have loved
you would have
him.
liked him.
Hopefully
You would have liked him.
him again.
He's dead. So
He's dead.
athletics.
Damn it.
He crumpled.
Okay. Oh shit.
I have a chance.
You have a fairly decent chance.
God,
Fuck you.
Oh god, it's like they're both there, like.
No, it's one of those things where Leonard is charging his way across over towards him.
Fucking
And
trip and fall.
a 5 doesn't necessarily mean that you fail like a floundering fool, right? It just means that you your final approach wasn't the best. So you go charging at him, and you jump at him. But he had seen you coming along the way and kind of like planned for you to like pounce over at him. So as you go over, you try to like grab and tackle him. He moves out of the way, but you actually are able to get hold of like his arm and maybe your fistful of his shirt, trying to like grab at him to pull him to the ground, or however it was you were going to handle him once you got your fucking hands on him. But he's able to like slide his arm out of yours and able to like wrestle his shirt free of your grasp. So the two of you end up squared off opposite each other. I don't think weapons in either hands or anything like that. But one of those, like, you definitely squared off against one of each other. Your grab at his just wasn't as strong as you hoped it would be. And your breakaway was just barely what you needed to do to break away. It wasn't like it was graceful or easily slipped out of his grasp. It's and pulled away. Much like if you saw two of your idiot friends wrestling because somebody farted at the other kid's ice cream or something. You know what I mean? Like, moron. And you are now squared off. What do you say to him, Leonard or Bran?
They're just staring at each other.
I'm trying to think of if Leonard would say anything. He's just really fucking mad right now.
Fucking unsheathed sword.
Okay. So the two of them like staring at each other. Probably
I just
figure out
stand
what
there
they-
with open hands for like the first few seconds.
Oh, okay. Then I punch him in the face.
Oh.
I misty step. No, I don't.
So if you want to swing to punch him in the face, that's perfectly fine. Why don't you roll me? Do you have that already on your character sheet? I think both of you guys do, right? I think I did that for my Witchers.
Where is
What,
that?
unarmed?
Yeah, I think I put unarmed on their character sheets for him. Yeah, fists. I have that on there
Where's
for him.
that?
Fists.
Where's the fists?
Top of your weapons group.
Ah, there it is. Yes.
He's gonna fist you.
I'm gonna fist you. With an 8.
I have an AC of 9. How do you fuck that up?
Oh, Witcher sense! Oh my god, that's the worst. It's a 75% chance of success and he doesn't make it. So I was gonna rub it a little bit more. So he goes to throw a fist at Bran, but I imagine it's throwing the fist at Bran while you have no problem connecting with him. Like it's not like one of those like, oh, I have feelings, I don't want to. No, you don't mind hurting him. You throw your fist at Bran. Literally, as you go to throw your fist at Bran, something catches your eye. So you throw the fist, and your attention is ever so slightly taken off the target because you see like the big beastie doing some horrible things to the people in the building. Actually,
Sebastian.
one of the things that we're actually to Bastion, that's right, because we're going to get to them in 1 second. So it kind of catches your eye as you throw the fist just enough that you, Bran, move out of the way so the fist actually skims past your face. So you actually feel skin on skin, but it's not even enough to like clip the edge of your cheek or anything. Bastion, as you're running along, hey guys, wait up. The large beastie is actually going to reach down to grab at you, to pick you up. I'm going to make an athletics opposed by your acrobatics or athletics. Sure, check.
Womp.
Okay, so as you're rushing forward, the thing does reach down and it's actually going to grab at you, and you're like, oh, hey, no! And as you like throw an arm up to like swat it away, it's
That voice.
It's big, and it grabs your arm that you're trying to swat it away with. Like come here, child. It starts trying to pull at you to lift you away. This is where your prepared action triggers, sir, and you can use your Reaver shot. That's fine.
Watch her get fucking shot again.
Don't worry, I'll kill you before he can.
I could heal you, but I'm too busy being nearly punched.
Why are we rolling like fucking garbage?
I know.
Yeah.
I blame Bird is the word. She rolled amazing last night.
That's true.
Need to get this Garbo out of my system.
It's a different channel. That shouldn't count.
Well, I tried to save you, Rip Bastion.
It's all
No,
right.
this is great.
It's
Keep
all
dying,
run for my
Bastion.
PC. I'm the common ground here. It's all run from my PC, so sorry. Blame Doxy. So you take the shot, and it's not that you don't hit the creature. You do. You actually hit it in the crux of the elbow. But unfortunately, its skin is just so tough that the arrow that you had shot it with it, you probably treated it like it was normal flesh with the attack, as opposed to like getting it in your head. No, this is trying to pierce through armor like a dragon, and so it ends up like skimming and like skittering off of the flesh of this creature and does not harm it. So the creature is currently holding you, Bastion, is lifting you off the ground. Perception check by you, Bran. Your passive perception, Messy, is great enough that you can actually just see this.
Then maybe that's what distracted me. Holy shit.
So the two of you guys all of a sudden have your attention pulled over to the fact that Bastion is being lifted off the ground by this thing. Poor Bastion! Everything goes after him.
I was just getting laid.
Just go back to max health. All right, so he's being lifted off the ground. Both of you guys notice this.
Do I notice anything else about the creature with that critical perception?
Not from your distance. You're gonna have to get a little bit closer.
Damn it. I point and it's like, look, you can either try and kill me now, or we can try and stop Bastion from dying from the umpteenth time.
Yeah, I'm not gonna respond to that. I'm just gonna start running towards Bastion. I'm gonna run towards the fray.
Okay. So you turn like your frustrated attention away from Bran and start running over towards him. Do you do anything along the way?
Take out my dagger.
Okay. So I'm sorry.
I'll
Can
save
I-
you a painful death, Bastion.
I said
I,
not
like,
much. Just taking a dagger.
while he's like grabbing my arm, can I try to sort of leverage myself so that I'm like lift myself up so that I'm holding onto his arm with the rest of my limbs.
So he's like lifting you up, and you're kind of like, I got you, yeah.
Yeah,
And then like,
like-
you throw
like
your legs
pulling
up
my-
and grab it, like
Yeah,
like
like
you used
that.
to do at a playground, to like monkey bars or whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
to give myself just a little bit of leverage.
Yep.
And
Yep, it's
suplex him.
Yep. So you're like wrapped around, almost caterpillar style, holding on to this thing. So yeah, you definitely can do that. It's easy for you because you get all them abs, and
Yeah.
and so and you're like, but I need to get back to getting laid. So you, reach up and use them thighs. So you definitely grab hold of the creature's arm that's holding you. Leonard, as you're rushing towards the creature, you're drawing your dagger. Bran, you see Leonard turn his attention away from you to go towards the creature. What do you do? And Tal, you already took a shot and missed. Actually, at this point in time, don't forget to click your minis. Press initiative, so you can actually control things a little bit smarter. Is my mouse off?
Idea.
Ooh.
If we get natty 20s, oh no, natty 20s. Okay, never mind.
If only. No, I got close.
Look at that.
I got a 19.
Okay. So we'll use this token right here. Okay, and we'll roll
Ooh.
initiative for you. And so it is also on initiative. Where's that initiative tracker? Did I close it like a dummy? Did I close the initiative
there.
tracker?
It's me first, then Bran, then Leonard, then Ogre McOgerson, and then Junior Ogre Bastion.
Where the hell did I put the initiative tracker?
Just turn order. You don't see that?
Not on my screen. Where did I put it?
Where'd you put it? What monitor is it on?
Oh, it's on this monitor. I just can't find out where I... Because when you double click it, you can make it small.
I'm not gonna try it. I was about to try it, but I'm not gonna try it. Just because I don't know where it'll go.
Oh, you don't control. You only control for your own screen. All right, there it is. All right, and is the creature on there? Okay, cool. It is. Descending order. So we actually have initiative set up. So just to read it out for chat, it's going to go Tal, Bran, Leonard, the creature, and Bastion. Poor Bastion goes last. Ah, rip Bastion. So so the creature. So it's going to go Tal first. You like as everything was just described. The creature just reached down, grabbed him. He kind of like wrapped his arm and his legs around it to hold on, so he doesn't have like really just instantly ripped his arm off. Bran is charging. Sorry, Leonard is charging for him. Bran is looking in his direction, probably summoning up some sort of magic. So we'll get to Bran in a second, and it's your turn. What do you do, Tal? What do you do?
Climb on its back.
So Tal is going to pull out his spear,
Mm-hmm.
and he's going to make his way carefully, but with a bit of speed, over to where Bastion just got picked up. And at the last moment, so I'm going to use my bonus action with Spear Mastery to increase my range. So at the last moment, he increases his range by 5 feet. So he like spears out and goes out in one hand and drives it into the elbow of the arm that you're hanging on.
Yep, absolutely. So, like you said, trying to keep that little bit of a gap between you and the creature. Now, because the creature is as tall as it is, it does have like a little bit of a reach, which is like one of those, like, oh god. So, like, move up and you thrust at the elbow. Luckily for you, it's not like Pathfinder or 3.5 where its reach is several squares out. So, you don't have to worry about that. But you move in and you make that attack against the creature.
Yeah, so I make that reach. Let's try.
So, you bonus action.
Yeah, bonus action, increase reach by 5 feet for the rest of your turn.
Okay, you
and
do
I
that
miss beautifully.
And this is a regular spear, correct? Okay.
Yeah.
You still have Witcher Sense. How many Witcher Sense do you guys currently have? Do we know?
5, according to the thing.
Okay, cool. So you have a decent amount of Witcher Sense, don't forget, but you're going to allow that one to miss? Okay. So you make your attack roll against the creature, and it's actually with a 13. Funny enough, you do hit it. Because it's large and it's slow, so it's not that hard to hit. So you roll your damage. But unfortunately, you see that your spear itself doesn't even penetrate its flesh. So you do like a solid jab and like, duh! Like you hit it, assuming this is some sort of human anatomy. This would slide right between where two bones are. So there's enough of a give in the flesh right there that you'd be able to push the spear in and actually break through the flesh and hit in a spot that would otherwise hurt a person if you hit that same exact spot. However, it can't even break the flesh. Your spear in your hands. What do you do?
Retreat!
You good?
Yeah, I mean, I've used a bonus action and an action.
Okay. So after that is going to be Bran's turn. Bran, you're still about 60 feet away from this thing because you haven't moved towards it at all.
I'm gonna shout out, I just need a moment, and I slowly started walking up to it.
Okay. So you're going to move up about 30 feet or so away from the
Yeah.
creature? Okay. As you're getting closer, as you said before, you roll your perception check and whatnot. As you're getting closer, you're looking at the thing. You never broke your concentration on your spell that allows you to see its otherworldly nature. So looking at the creature and just kind of like reading its essence, you can see clearly again it's a creature of an otherworldly plane, and there's tons of protections on it. You can see that whatever its flesh is comprised of, as I had said already, it seems as though steel is not going to harm it. That's not unusual to your experience of how this world works, but it even seems as though it's resistant to what's it called?
Silver.
It's silver because of the thing you had seen beforehand. You actually do find several cuts and gashes across its body, different wounds, mostly all over its belly and arms and whatnot. You don't know why, but out of game, it's because Messi had thrown down his Uridan beforehand and dropped all of its normal safeguards, right? But you do see that there are gashes and everything all over the body. But most importantly, as you're approaching the creature, you can see that it moves slow and lumbering. So it's actually not very hard to hit this creature. As a matter of fact, most of the attacks happening from all around, including all of a sudden spear thrust, hit the creature, but they can't harm it. It doesn't matter. No matter how hard you hit it, it doesn't seem to take wounds. But then your eye goes to where it seems to be that the flesh is significantly weaker, or maybe is more like normal flesh. You actually see its large open eyes. That does not have the same scale-like nature that it does for the rest of its body. And as it opens its mouth, letting out like you can see the inside of its mouth clearly doesn't have that same bark-like skin as it does on the outside. Almost like this creature has a carapace. It would be much more difficult to hit those areas, but you're thinking they're soft spots.
Okay.
They're throwing us a bone here.
Just like Monster Hunter. Go for the weak.
Yeah, I just yell out, "That's it! Go for the eyes!" And I will toss a firebolt.
Go for the eyes, Boo! Go for the eyes! Yarr! Sorry. Cool. And that was awesome. That was the first use of monster lore so far in this game. It made me happy. So you summon up a firebolt and you try to hurl it at the creature's face. Unfortunately, it sees the firebolt coming. It's like as it's like lifting up Bastion, it sees like the firebolt form from across the way and start to come out, and so it brings its focus from Bastion over to you. It's like and like gets its arm up in time to hits the back of its hand and barely leaves a singe. After Bran's turn is going to be Leonard.
Aha. Okay. I'm gonna do a few things,
Okay.
as many as possible. While I'm running, I'm going to coat my steel dagger in my oil.
Okay. So
Pretty
to coat a weapon with an oil, I believe takes an action, like an actual. Yeah, it takes. But that's okay because, like I said beforehand, the creature is about 60 feet away from where you guys are. So you're rushing up about 30 feet. Is your speed faster than 30? I always feel like it is. I always feel like you're faster.
Mine
No,
is
it's 30 feet.
down
okay.
his legs like a horse.
So you rushing up 30 feet, having the distance between you and where the creature is, coating the thing with oil as you go. That leaves your bonus left. What are you doing?
I'm gonna throw a rock at it or something. Just try to distract it.
Sure.
Start shouting at it, jumping up and down.
Throw a rock at its eye.
You want to try to get its attention on you as opposed to on Bastion.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Actually, why don't you do me a favor? Roll me either an intimidate or a diplomacy check to try to get attention on you. I know it sounds
Diplomacy
goofy.
doesn't exist.
Persuasion, you mean?
Persuasion. Sorry.
Well, they both suck. So I'm gonna do. Well, they're both charisma. That's fun. I'm gonna do intimidation then.
Okay.
You big blubbering baby.
So it looks up at you as you're calling out at it. Oh, performance could totally work too. So it does look up at you. It looks over at you. See, like, you big blubbering baby, and calling out at it. But as you are calling over, it then looks down over at a pointed spot on the ground where you can see that there is, like, the wagon is over there. The wagon is clearly smashed. Larrabee's corpse is kind of slumped on the ground, still over there and everything. Then it looks back over at you. Then it looks back over at that area. And then it immediately starts trying to, because its turn is next, it immediately starts trying to take turns. Starts to take steps towards you. But as it goes towards you, it's trying to get rid of Bastion. So it immediately, like, hurls its arm and, like, tries to, like, throw Bastion to the side. So because it's trying to just straight throw Bastion, you have to roll me a strength save, sir.
I mean, that's a good one for me, so I'm not too worried about it.
Ah, Midori.
Ooh,
That
no.
was close to being an 8.
That was close.
Are you
Never
happy-
told
My
the
thighs,
dice.
dude. It's all in the thighs.
Are you happy with your 18?
Yes.
Oh my god.
Okay. So it grabs, it's like it's holding on to your arm, and it tries to, like, and, like, throw you, and it takes a couple, like, another 2 steps forward, and then it realizes you're still on its arm, and then it, like, stops and moves only about 20 feet forward, which, by the way, this does provoke an attack of opportunity for leaving one of your threatened squares, doesn't it?
Because I'm using reach, my reach only lasts to the end of my current turn. So technically, it's
understood.
already out of my threatened.
Oh yeah, the rest of your turn. Yep, you're correct. So it's at the rest of the turn. Nope, you're correct. So he tries to throw you, and then he only makes about 20 steps forward before he comes to a stop and looks and sees that you're still on there. And he's like, "Ugh, ugh," and then he's gonna try to grab at you and, like,
Don't
rip
clip
you
that.
off.
Clip it with sound. Just that bit.
It tries to grab at you and rip you off. At this point in time, it's an opposed athletics check.
All right.
I want that clipped on loop.
And death.
So I mean, like it rolls very high compared to not very high. So it grabs you and, like, rips you off of its arm where it was holding you, and it picks you up to, like, look at you, and your head is smaller than its mouth. So it like looks at you. Go ahead.
Hello. Don't eat me. We can work this out.
Eat you. That's a great idea.
Spin
What
it
positions
out.
do you prefer?
And it gives you, like, a gentle toss. Not gentle, but, like, gives you a toss off to the side like you're meaningless.
Gentle by
As
it.
he goes and he's like, "Thank you."
So it gives you a toss. Do you try to? You have one of two options. You only have one of two options. Do you go at the toss and try to land in a way that doesn't hurt too horribly, or do you try to hang on one more time so you can't let you go?
Oh, I'm gonna keep on trying to hang on.
Oh, you like that persistent booger. Okay, cool. So
I'm really trying to be
Oh.
annoying right now.
roll for me your athletics again. Or, sorry, my apologies. I meant to
Oh.
say strength save, which is probably better
Oh,
for you.
but look at that athlete.
No, it's worse actually.
And that
Sorry.
roll.
It's fine.
Oh, DM cucked you there.
Yeah.
Sorry. So he does give you a toss, and you're like, "Whoa!" So you take 2d6 damage on the fall from that. So I'll roll that for you really quickly.
Luckily, Larrabee shields your
Larrabee stands up with his dying breath
doing work
That's
from beyond the grave.
hand to cushion the fall.
Oh, that's not too bad.
That's not too bad.
No, so as you fall the 20 feet or whatever, you just hit the ground, and it steals the wind from your lungs for a moment. But otherwise, you can push yourself up and be fine. It's actually Bastion's turn next. Because the
Well, I
creature
tried
stopped.
to go for the eyes. I would have.
Yeah. Well, now you're on the ground. You're actually not terribly far from it because it gave you, like I said, it wasn't like a crazy throw. It only tossed you about 15 feet to the side, and the only reason why you fell as far as you did is because of how high up you started. So pushing yourself up takes up half your move, and your move is 30 feet, so you could actually like get up, grab a sword, and run back in if you wanted to.
Or run up and grab back onto it.
Technically.
Yeah. Would I have enough to try and get on its back? Like, cling on its back? Like, get just around it to get on its back, basically.
Yeah. You would have to make another athletics check again against the creature,
Yeah.
which is...
I will do that.
Run
I'm
into this
basically going to run back in and try to get on its back. Womp. Oh my god, of course.
So you come rushing up behind the creature, like as it's like moving towards Messi's character, moving towards Leonard. You come rushing up behind it, and you just try to like come up and like grab onto like its calf to grab, because you're like you seeing the bit of bark, the bit of almost scale like bark that's there, and you try to grab it, but it actually is more supple than bark, as they're saying beforehand. So it kind of like moves underneath your fingers. It's like, ooh, that was a weird feeling. But you couldn't actually get the grip that you wanted it to. And so like you see, again, the thing is standing there, it's massive and it's naked. So you're like, well, I could totally just like grab up and grab on to something to lift myself. And so you try to like grab up and like, you know, higher up the thigh and where like the crease is, or as it's like bending its knee. But unfortunately, you can't get a good hold.
Damn it.
And so you still have a bonus action if you want to use that.
Yeah, I'm gonna use Ken.
That brings us back to... That was an interesting round. That brings us back to Tal's turn. It only moved 20 feet from where you guys were, Tal.
We definitely
click
should have
on
gone
it,
into this
so-
with a plan. I wish I'd not like thrown away all my rope for the sake of Bran, because we could like legitimately form a circle around this and at it.
Yeah.
But instead, I can move 40 feet. So I will pick up some big boy pace and run round to take a pot shot at its eyes.
Okay, sure. So you're actually able to run round
with
like
the
you said,
crossbow.
because like the wide berth that you can take to get around it. You're not going to be right next to Leonard, but you can be pretty close to Leonard, only about like 8 or 9 feet to his side. As you come around just with enough angle to be like, all right, I'm going to take the shot, and you shoot up at his face. This is a much harder attack than hitting its body. But unfortunately, you guys just rolled shit all day.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, do you want to adjust that at all, or you think it's too low?
I think it's too low, probably.
Okay. So, you come around, you take that shot with a crossbow up at its face, and the creature, blinks.
Good luck, Leonard.
Blinks and winces as the shot happens. It hits it in the side of the temple, and it kind of like pings off and doesn't do any damage. What arrows are you using? Your Dragon Slayer arrows or your normal ones?
So I've not actually got any distinction between those, obviously in my crossbow bolts. But if my normal arrows wouldn't work, then it would make sense to try a Dragon Slayer arrow.
Try Dragon Slayer. I think we had said beforehand. You had 10 Dragon Slayer arrows at the beginning of the thing, and you had used a handful before. So why don't we be nice here and say you have 2d4 plus 1 Dragon Slayer arrows left. I'll let you roll that right now.
Get up to 9.
2d4 plus
Minimum of 3.
Solid 6. So you have so you would have used 4 at some point in time, and so you have 6 Dragon Slayer arrows left. So moving on, you take that shot, and unfortunately it pings off of its temple, and that's pretty much your whole turn, isn't it?
Cool.
Okay, that's going to bring us to Bran's turn. Bran, it's standing there before you. Before Leonard. I don't know, maybe if you take a couple steps back, it'll solve your problem for you. No. You're able to detect everything that you have so far. Unfortunately, as of right now, you're not able to get anything off of this creature. Anything else?
Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna Because I don't think, like, me and Len are sort of in the same place. I don't imagine we'd run too far away from each other.
No,
I'm gonna try and move
he's-
in front of the creature
Mhm.
in such a way that when it roars, I can cast Burning Hands at level 1 down its mouth.
It's really, really tall. So you're on the ground. You're only about 10 feet away from the creature because you and Leonard both move up 30 feet, but not next to each other, like a little gap. Like, so if Tal's like 8-9 feet to his right, you're like 8-9 feet to his left. But because it's so tall, it's standing about 15 feet tall, a little over 15 feet tall. Burning Hand's reach is 15 feet. So it's not like it's going to go down its mouth. It's just going to spray up in that area, and he's going to be part of the area. So it's kind of... Your angling is not really going to work from here.
Okay. Well, in that case, I move a bit back, and I throw a firebolt in his mouth instead.
Sure. So you waiting for a moment where it's going to be like, and make your attack then?
Yeah, pretty much.
Sure, so then we're actually going to have you not make your attack roll yet. We're going to have you hold your turn until it has a reason to give like a decent mouth-sized roar. Cool.
Sure, I'll hold the action.
Cool. All right, after Brand's turn is actually Leonard's turn. Leonard, it's 10 feet ahead of you. It is coming for you. Because it's clearly not
course.
happy with what you did before.
That's
course.
perfect. This man doesn't
Exactly
have
what I
any
want.
trap.
I'm gonna place a trap.
No.
Nah.
I
You
don't
want a
remember.
chest? We
I
can
don't
make it a loot
remember-
trap.
I think I'll just click on it here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's the wrong one.
It's over in the spells area.
Spells, that's right. This one? Yeah. All right. I'm gonna do another magic ward because it worked so well the first time.
Awesome. So it's like you had said before, in a 10-foot diameter circle that's around you. So it has to close in that last, like, say, if you continue staying where you are, it might be able to reach you from where it is. But if you back up just a little bit, it would have to step into the circle.
Yeah. So I'll cast it and then I'll walk backwards and try to keep its eyes on me.
Do you want to walk backwards like 5, 10, 50? Like, how far back do you want to go?
Maybe another 10 feet.
10 feet or so? Awesome. So you back up about 10 feet as you see, you putting on, like, how is it that you behave? Because obviously you're just standing there and you just, like, throw up your gang signs. And the magic appears in the ground around you. But it's not one of those things that everybody sees flashing lights, you know what I mean? Bastion's medallion will start to twinkle. Your medallion will start to twinkle. And Brand, who can currently see magic in effect because he has a detect magic on, can actually see the forming of the ring around your feet and can clearly see the spell take effect right there at your feet. But it's not like it's visible for everybody else. You then take a couple steps backwards. Any expression or anything, or?
Well, I'm still pissed, so I'm just gonna start going off on a tangent about it to itself. You fucking come out of the portal and you come and you kill people and I don't know what the fuck's going on and I think Brand's evil. I'm not sure. Just fucking follow me. And I'm
Oi!
around.
Awesome.
Shut the fuck up, Brand.
So you start backing up and giving off your cusses and everything, just barely seeing another thing's reaches. It's like reaching down and trying to grope at you. That is Leonard's turn. So at the end of Leonard's turn, it moves up exactly 10 feet. Like 12 feet or so. And it moves up, standing almost perfectly inside your circle. And as it steps into that circle, all of a sudden it realizes like it's having a hard time stepping through the circle, and it looks down, a little confused at what's going on by its feet. And all of a sudden you can see, like, it's as it comes to the realization of what just happened, it seems pissed. Like, it is furious, and so it is going to reach down towards you, almost doing like a palm slap kind of grab. So it's one of those, if I don't crush you, I'm going to pick you up. So,
Wait, I thought that was the different word that like slows him down and stuff.
magical word also treats the area as difficult terrain.
Okay.
Those affected in the area as difficult terrain. It doesn't treat like normal people as difficult terrain. So you guys can run through it, no problem. Well, not Bran, he's a monster. So, it makes its attack roll against you, sir. I'm sorry. For what it's worth, Bran.
Kill him!
Not Bran, sorry. Leonard, you are a brave soldier. Alright. Sorry.
Before it kills,
Yeah.
am I able to parry this?
Absolutely, you can. But let me say if the attack hits or not first, and then you can choose that.
Well, yeah. I just want to know if I was about to die.
So the first attack against you is definitely a hit, as it does this like big palm slap down at you.
Ooh.
So use your parry. You feel free to click that ability.
Yeah, I don't know. If
I don't
we
think it's written on there. Yeah. So I'm pretty sure parry is roll 1d is roll your superiority die, which I think is a d8 plus your dexterity.
Okay.
5v fighter.
Yeah, I think it's like 1d6, and then plus his
parry.
dexterity. I'm
When
like
another
detract that
creature-
from the damage.
When
but-
another creature damages you with a melee attack, you can use your reaction and expend one superiority die to reduce the damage by the number you roll on your superiority die plus your dex mod.
Exactly. So you get to roll a d8 plus your,
Is your-
yeah.
dex mod. Yep, because that's your superiority die at this level.
1d8 plus dex mod, which is 3.
Yep. Oh! That's amazing. Because he did 16 points of damage.
Oh shit!
16 minus 11 is only 5 points of damage. Oh,
That's huge.
so he does this big palm slap next to you, and you see the palm coming. Now, Leonard is very, very nimble. He's very quick. So as he sees it, this palm slap coming down on you, you look up and you're like, oh fuck, and you almost have like an Aladdin moment where you see the fingers coming down and you take a quick step to the side and you pull your arms in, you like clench your cheeks, so as the palm comes smashing down, you're actually standing between two of the fingers. So it smashes the ground and it actually does not hit most of your body, but part of one of the fingers does hit your foot because it's outstretched ever so slightly, smashing your foot, and oh my god, the amount of explosive pain running up your foot, up your leg, probably making you do a bit of a howl as you take 5 points of damage from it. But
He meows.
clearly not satisfied with the fact that it wasn't able to smash/grab you.
Yeah.
While keeping its hand right there, it's actually going to take its other hand and it's going to try to smash down on top of you with its other fist. Your AC is it 15?
Yeah.
So it actually does hit and hits 15 as well. But luckily for you, I rolled garbage for this roll. So I actually did 9 points of damage with the second attack. So it smashes down, and boom, as it smashes down on its own hands, you take another, 9 points of damage. Right
Yep.
there. But as it smashes on its finger, it's like, opening up that attack of opportunity for you, Rick, who is waiting for its open mouth. Open season, boys.
Boom.
Oh, and it's an easy attack roll.
Oh, come on.
Actually,
God.
Rick, can you do me a favor? Can you roll that damage again?
Yes, I can.
Oh, was it advantage? Another one, please. All
There
right.
you go.
Ooh.
So, and you're able to throw this damage down the creature's throat, and I was like, "Ah," as it takes the hit from that. It is clearly in pain from the smashing its fingers, like, "Ah," but then the fireball goes in its mouth, like, "Ah," and you can see, like, you know, its eyes are like watering up a little bit, and it looks fucking furious.
It's very
Alright.
spicy.
It starts to pull its hands back and stand itself back up again. But Bastion, it's your turn.
All right.
Bastion, he's weak. Get him.
So
Drive your greatsword up his ass.
drinking a potion is a full action, right?
It is your action.
Okay.
The man does not merely drink a potion and chuck it aside. He will kneel in battle and empty it in his face.
Yeah. Would I be like able to still attempt to climb the guy after drinking a potion, or would that be another action as well?
I would imagine climbing somebody is, if you're already on him, maybe checks as part of your move. But to climb
Yeah.
up him initially, to initiate that, I would say it's an action.
Okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna chug my Thunderbolt potion.
Oh shit, the Thunderbolt? You made one?
Yeah, I made one like a while ago.
Oh damn.
I've had it for a while. Let me like get rid of it or something. I'll unequip it.
So how do you change your strength stat? Like
Um,
temporarily?
Yeah.
You just
Over in
just
your
type-
character sheet, just change it from the 14 to a 21. Just make sure you mark somewhere in your character sheet that it was a 14. But we're all here in this conversation, so we'll remember it.
Yeah, I'm gonna just write it down or something.
Dunce strength.
Yeah, so he was a -2 strength, right?
What?
We're not all Bran. Come on.
So 21.
Oh, that's a smart place to put it. Thank you, Messi.
And now I will use my rally, which I believe is here. And I'm going to use it on Leonard, because he's clearly not doing so hot right now.
That's awesome.
Come on, Leonard, and he just sort of like flexes.
Roll a d8, sir, plus your charisma modifier. And then tell me what your rallying call is. That's awesome.
Yeah, what's my charisma modifier?
why haven't you
I
done
think
this?
it's +2 or 3.
I have used it before.
Because every time somebody gets a shit kicked out of him, it's himself. He can't do it to himself. And
Oh,
luckily
yeah.
somebody in chat gives him a second wind.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm chat right now.
Dude, you have a +3 charisma.
Yeah.
So you get 8 temporary health points there, Messi. 8 temporary
fuck.
health points.
Yeah, you're welcome.
That's enough to
awesome.
get one extra
That's
fist.
one badly rolled attack.
Yeah.
Leonard, keep him distracted. I'm going to try and climb its back.
That inspires me.
Enough, yeah.
He's a bold man.
Huh?
He just got chucked like
Well,
20
it
feet.
probably inspires you that I'm actually coming up with an idea and not just
Wait a minute.
sweating my sword
Yeah.
at
He's
it.
actively being bait instead of circumstantially.
And you finish closing the gap between you and it and kind of positioning yourself to climb up it one more time. So so there you are, holding on. Like, so you're getting ready to like jump onto this creature.
Yeah.
Come
I imagine I
crouched
also
over,
said
sir.
something like, I'll end this quick, you know.
Yeah. All right, awesome. And so with him drinking that potion, his muscles like bulging, veins popping, looking absolutely beastly at the moment.
Steroid.
Yeah, his steroids.
I turned green for some reason. It's really weird.
His witchroids. With the bulging muscles and the veins popping and all that stuff, saying these words kind of embolden Leonard just enough to kind of like keep his presence in mind to like, you know, okay, let me just keep going. I got a dagger in hand. I have my own plan. All right, let's fuck this guy up. Let's finish this, you know. So as he gets this this mindset and everything, why don't we cut to our first break, and we'll come back in a few moments to, you know, see what happens next. So
That's fair.
see y'all shortly.
That was too close to Sid voice, Scott. Not allowed.